Okay, so let's finish off parabolas. Here it is. To prove the equation that we came up with actually matches this, collect your y's. So I'm going to make some steps for you, because I know you guys love steps. It's not one of my favorites, but watch this. Take this equation. I'm going to collect the y's. I'm going to tell you what the goal is. And we'll collect the x's, or the other stuff, maybe like 6 minus 6x plus 13 equals 0. And here's the deal. I bet you could identify what variable was squared in there and probably be able to tell me, since y is squared in this particular equation, it's kind of weird. Usually it's like x is squared. I bet you could reason that because y is squared, you could probably figure out that we're trying to come up with this standard form of the equation, the one that opens left and right. And that's the key. What variable is squared tells you what direction it's going to open. So yeah, it's definitely going to go left and right. So that's our equation. I'm going to write it down here so you can kind of see the goal the whole time I'm writing. Our goal is to come up with a y minus k squared equals some 4p x minus h. And you remember all those letters, they tell us stuff. Like p tells us the focal length and where the directrix is. K and h tell me where the vertex is. Done. You get a picture. 4p is the focal width. All kinds of cool stuff. So now, with that in mind, the way we make this happen, this y minus k squared happen, is we complete the square. And that is, I know, your favorite topic. So here's how it goes. Remember how we take y, this y stuff? Y squared plus 2y. Do you remember taking half of that middle term, half of that b term? So b is 2. If I take b over 2 equals 1, that's the thing I square and add right there. And why would anyone ever do such a thing? And it's pourquoi? We simply want to rewrite it as y plus whatever that middle term, half of that middle term was, quantity squared. Completing the square is for the sole purpose of half the middle term squared and added can be rewritten as y plus half the middle term quantity squared. That's what completing the square is. Half the middle term squared and added means you can rewrite it as y plus half the middle term squared. So that's the deal. Now, I just added 1 to my equation. You can't just go adding 1, just random adding 1. So you got to take care of that. I mean, we're not changing the equation itself. We're just making it look different. So I take that minus 6x plus 13. It didn't go away. Now what I have to do is take away that same one that I just added. However much you added to that equation, you got to take it away. Okay. That's essential, because now it's still the same equation. As much as I'm not going to do it. That's the extent of the transformations. The rest, do you remember we just kind of rewrite as is? I added 1 to complete the square and rewrite it. Beautiful. I took it back out because I don't really want to change the value of the equation. I just want it to look a little different. Kind of okay with that right there? So goal number 1. Now, I bet if you looked at our goal and said, hey, how are we doing on that? Do you know anything about our equation? Are you getting anywhere? You'll notice we have k. We totally found k. It's going to be -1. We've got that much. Now the rest, that 4p and h on the right-hand side, we're going to get here in one fell swoop, or 2 actually. Okay. All right. What if I added the 6x and subtracted the 12? Put it on the right-hand side. I bet you've done that already. Some of you guys just took off with this, I'm sure. So you added the 6x and subtracted 12. Ooh, good thoughts. Even more. Be bold. Yeah. Yeah. That's all right. If you want, here's the deal. You factor out whatever coefficient is on x. I don't care how ugly it makes it look. Max is going to factor out the coefficient of x, because when you factor it out, the goal is I got to have a 1 in front of that x inside the parentheses. So that means factoring out a 6. We're good to go. Okay, and if you'll notice, we're really getting close to our standard form. In fact, we're pretty much done with this step, but we still kind of want to know what p is. Since it's all about p, Now, I can tell you now why in second block we had so much fun and that it just didn't happen in here is because I don't know what happened, but it was like potty humor central. Like you get to talk about P and factoring out the P, and it's all about P and 2P or not to P and all kinds of stuff like that. Can you imagine the fun that we had with parabolas today? We missed this opportunity. So if you feel like being childish at this point, I might be able to venture there a little bit later. So guess what? We're done. Check. We did. It says find the equation in its standard form or prove that it's a parabola. This is proof. Like it's a parabola. It's a left-right parabola. We got it. We're kind of there, but we got more. We can do more than this. We can go for the bonus. Okay. We got more. We could do that 6 equals 4p. Now, is that a stretch? Can you see this? I got 4p is whatever's in front of the x minus h. There it is. I can find your p, and y'all got it. You know, this is where I really lost it second block. Why is it when you mention the word p, asparagus comes up?
Because it makes your pee smell weird.
That makes sense. That's why they were laughing.
Why? What'd you say?
Okay. Thank
All
you.
you said was pee and they laughed about asparagus.
And then suddenly a topic on asparagus came up.
Yeah, it's because it makes it smell really weird. Have you never noticed that?
That's a personal question.
Yeah, but it's like really noticeable.
I like it. Ryan, I feel like we're bonding right now. Thank you. This is good.
Sorry.
Excellent. I told you, you can't help it. All right, back to work.
No one else has noticed.
Let's do this thing. I got stuff now. Start graphing. Follow my lead. Graph my stuff. You ready? Opens left and right. We figured that out. We got we definitely have a vertex of -1, 2. Can you find the vertex? Are you okay with? Since my k is a -1. Now it's y plus 1. I know that seems weird, but that means k is -1. And I have a feeling I can push you to understand that. You got that, right? K is -1.
And then h would just be positive 2.
Yeah, and h is our regular old positive 2. So, over yonder, -1, 2 is my vertex. It opens left and right. Is there an indicator of left or right? Which way does it open? And how do you know?
Oh, minus 2. Never mind.
So I'm just giving it so you can see everything.
Wouldn't h be -2?
That's a good question. So, given the format of I'm gonna highlight some stuff here. You ready? And do it in yeller. If you look at x minus h, h is the vertex. So if I go down here and see x minus 2, or the x coordinate of the vertex, x minus 2 means h is a positive 2. It kind of has the opposite sign.
X plus 2, h is a -2.
Ah, exactamundo. Now over here, y plus 1, since y minus k is our, that's how we find out where our vertical component is of our vertex, the y component. K is the y component. Y plus 1 is actually the same as y minus a -1, so it's k is -1. All you got to do is kind of imagine a negative sign and only look at the number after the minus sign.
I just think it's always